She's gonna then draw her belly button pulled right up into her spine, her toes up toward her shins, then she's gonna push out of the shoulders. This is gonna help develop your shoulder stability, your core stability, and if we ultimately wanna take this past time, you can start to get hip stability by Jacqueline is gonna activate her left glute, lifting up her leg, so now you have shoulder, core, and hip stability. Lateral pillar bridge and lateral pillar bridge with abduction is going to really help develop your lateral parts so that when I cut, I don't have my body go outside my base of support. Jacqueline's going to go ahead and put that arm right underneath her shoulder. She's going to draw in her abs, toes up toward her shins, and you're going to notice a nice straight line off the top and off the bottom of her body. It's really important the shoulder blade stays pulled back, and we'll hold this for time. Once we progress this, we can progress it into taking Jacqueline, firing the muscle on the top side of her hip right here, and lifting that leg up tall, and then bringing it back down, or just bring it up tall, and being able to hold that for time. You'll feel that more here, and underneath on the bottom hip, as well as in the core of your body.
Start in a pillar bridge position with your elbows bent 90 degrees and beneath your shoulders so your forearms are on the floor. Your legs should be straight behind you with your feet spread slightly apart. Without moving your torso, lift your right arm up and slightly to the right. Pause, then return to the starting position and repeat the movement with your left arm. Repeat for the prescribed number of repetitions. Coaching keys. Keep your torso engaged so that your hips stay square to the ground throughout the entire movement, keeping your weight balanced evenly on both feet. You should feel it working your shoulders and torso. Start in a pillar bridge position but on your knees. Without moving your torso, lift your left arm up and slightly to the left, holding for 1 to 2 seconds. Place your arm back underneath your shoulder, then repeat with your right arm. Continue for the prescribed number of repetitions. Coaching keys. Keep your torso engaged and keep your hips square to the ground throughout the movement as you raise each arm. You should feel it working your shoulders and torso. Start in a push-up position with your hands directly beneath your shoulders and your feet wider than shoulder width apart. Without moving your torso, lift your right arm up and slightly to the right, holding for 1 to 2 seconds. Lower it back to the floor under your shoulder and repeat the move with your left arm. Continue for the prescribed number of repetitions. Coaching keys. Keep your torso engaged and your hips square to the ground throughout the movement. You should feel it working your shoulders and torso. Start in a modified push-up position with your legs straight behind you and your feet together. Bend your arms 90 degrees and place your forearms on the floor with your fists pointing to each side. This is a starting position. Keeping your torso engaged, shift your weight to one side and push off with your forearms to rotate your body so you're facing to the side. Allow your feet to stack on top of each other and place your upper hand on your hip. Pause, then reverse the movement back down and repeat in the other direction for the prescribed number of repetitions. Coaching keys. Contract your abs throughout the move to keep your body in a straight line from ankles to shoulders. You should feel it in your torso and shoulders.
Now we're going to work on our lateral pillar stability with the lateral pillar bridge split. Jessie's going to start on the ground. She's going to roll over to her side, put her right elbow underneath her right shoulder, and then we'll take the top leg and put it in a heel-to-toe relationship with the bottom. Jessie's going to push long through her shoulder so she doesn't have the shoulder resting in the socket but pushing long through it. She's going to be very straight line from her ear right down to her ankle. And she's going to make sure that her body is also in a straight line as it comes to off the floor. This is the lateral pillar bridge, and it will work on your shoulder and your lateral stability as well as your hips.
Loop a mini band around your legs just above your knees and lie face up on the floor with your arms at your sides, palms facing up. Bend your knees 90 degrees and pull your toes up towards your shins so only your heels touch the floor. Contract your glutes to raise your hips off the floor until your knees, hips, and shoulders are all in a straight line. Pause, then lower back down and repeat for the prescribed number of repetitions. Coaching keys. Squeeze your glutes and maintain a neutral spine throughout the movement. You should feel it working mainly your glutes and to a lesser extent in your hamstrings and lower back. Sit upright on the floor with your legs bent. Place your fist under your shoulders with your arms straight. Keeping your arms straight, prop yourself up with your arms so your hips lift a couple inches off the floor. Hold this position for the prescribed amount of time. Coaching keys. Keep your chest up and your shoulder blades back throughout the movement. You should feel it working your shoulders. Lie face down over the top of a stability ball so that your back is flat and your chest is off the ball, and bend your elbows to 90 degrees. Keeping your thumbs up, glide your shoulder blades back and down and then lift your arms to the side so your arms form the letter W. Return to the starting position and repeat for the prescribed number of repetitions. Coaching keys. Initiate the movement with your shoulder blades, not your arms. You should feel it working your shoulders and upper back. Lie on your stomach on a stability ball with your hands and feet touching the floor for support. In one smooth motion, raise and extend your right leg and left arm toward the ceiling. Return to the starting position and repeat with your opposite arm and leg. Coaching keys. At the top of the movement, your arms and legs should be straight. Do not lift them past parallel to the floor. You should feel it working your shoulders, glutes, and back. Lie with your back arched over a stability ball, holding a weight plate behind your head. Place your feet flat on the floor. Your butt and back should drape over the ball so you feel a mild stretch in your abs. Keeping your abs tight, lift your shoulders off the ball to curl your trunk up, forward, and to the side. Lower back down and repeat to the other side. Continue for the prescribed number of repetitions. Coaching keys. Keep your stomach tight and your neck relaxed. You should feel it working your abdominals. Start in a push-up position with your hands on the floor and one foot on a stability ball. Keeping your torso engaged, bend your arms to lower yourself toward the floor. Control the ball as you push back up, pushing your sternum as far away from the floor as possible. Coaching keys. Engage your torso before you initiate the movement. Your shoulder blades should be pushed away from each other as far forward as possible at the top of the move. Keep your hips square to the ground throughout the movement. You should feel it working your torso, shoulders, chest, and arms. Start in a push-up position with your hands on the floor and your toes on a stability ball. Rotate your hips to the left as you pull your knees toward your chest. Reverse the pattern back to the starting position and repeat to the other side. Continue for the prescribed number of repetitions. Coaching keys. Think about pushing the floor away from you with your hands and keep your abdominals tight throughout the move. Do not allow your hips to sag. You should feel it working your torso and shoulders. Lie face up on the floor with your arms at your sides and your heels on a stability ball. Keeping your legs straight and your toes pulled towards your shins, contract your glutes to raise your hips so your body forms a straight line from ankles to shoulders. Hold for the prescribed amount of time. Coaching keys. Maintain a straight line from your head to your heels, keeping your torso engaged throughout the movement. You should feel it working your glutes and to a lesser extent your hamstrings and lower back. Lie on your back with a stability ball squeezed between your heels and hamstrings and your arms out to your sides. Using your hips, rotate the ball over to one side and then pull the ball back and rotate it to the other side. Repeat for the prescribed number of repetitions. Coaching keys. Keep your shoulders on the floor and stare straight up at the ceiling. You should feel it lengthening and strengthening your torso. Stand on your right foot while holding a dumbbell in your right hand. Keeping your shoulder blades back and down, your torso engaged, and the weight close to your body, push your butt back and lower the weight as you lift your non-support legs straight behind you. Return to a standing position by contracting your glutes and hamstrings. Complete all your repetitions on one side before repeating on the other side. Coaching keys. Your torso and leg should move as one unit. Fire the glute of your extended leg to keep it straight. You should feel it working your glutes, hamstrings, and back. Grab a pair of dumbbells and set up in a split squat.